you know. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Matt Black, and this is the podcast, and I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long. But I'm back now. Daddy's back. Hey guys, what's up? So, I have a problem. One, there's like a bunch of air running, like central air in this room, so obviously like I can't control that because it's controlled by the building. But I have a few updates. So for starters, I know a lot of people are confused. Okay, where have you been? What have you been doing? Who have you been doing it with? I haven't been doing it with anyone in a very long time, and I wish I was. Because I'm getting frustrated. I am so frustrated. Like, every day. It's crazy. No, so... what's been going on? A lot. A lot has been going on. A lot has been going on, and I haven't made a session in a couple months. Show's basically been on hiatus. Why has the show been on hiatus? Well, let's start off with... I have a job. And this is not why the show is on hiatus. Me having a job, it doesn't complicate anything. The issue isn't at all my job. The issue is also that I've been doing, like, a bunch of other things. And I didn't want to, like, post sessions while doing those things because it felt very much, like, weird. I signed, first of all, for my job, I signed a non-compete, which kind of made things a little strange with my company because it means, like, I couldn't do certain things. But I didn't know what the lines were regarding that, and I kind of just like signed it blindly because I just didn't care. I needed a job, so there's that. So it pretty much meant like I couldn't work doing anything that would be surrounded with like the fucking World Cup. But I didn't realize that doesn't mean I can't do like other things, so I'm like super confused about that. Also, I'm working in politics. I was volunteering with Karen Bass. I was supposed to be working with Sakat for Pelosi's district. I took a job with him. He offered me a job. Obviously I applied. He offered it to me. He was gonna give me like $30 an hour for it, and I was like, alright, fuck it, yeah, like I'll take that. I'll go back to San Francisco, work this gig for a bit, and I was ready to go. Like I was super ready to go, but at the same time, I was over here in LA, and I had, like, no job in LA, no money, and I really wanted to stay in LA, which everybody knows, like, I really want to be in Los Angeles. Like, I want to be in SF because, like, obviously I don't mind being in San Francisco, and I actually kind of really like being in San Francisco because San Francisco has been really good to me. Like, I have, like, friends there. Friends who, you know, are doing their own thing, obviously, but, you know, this is basically where it was, like, the first place that I, like, moved to, after moving out of my parents' home. So, like, I moved out of my parents' home, and I went to, like, I was still in New Jersey, and I was living in my apartment there, and then my apartment washed away in a hurricane. And after that, I, like, went to New York, which is a place I'm from. I know people there, blah, blah, blah. Though I wasn't hanging out with those people when I was there. I was basically on the other side in another, but I was just trying to live my life and come up, you know, build whatever in Manhattan, because I'm originally from Brooklyn, and I was like, you know, downtown Brooklyn and everything. I was like, well, I want to be a Manhattan boy now. So, I'm a Manhattan man. I like it here. And then, you know, I want to, you know, spend my weekends up in, fucking, what's it called, Greenwich and whatnot. So, I stayed in Manhattan for a while, and I've always dabbled with Manhattan and Greenwich for a bit, try to, you know, and then after that, I came to San Francisco. I went to San Francisco, and I loved San Francisco. I absolutely love San Francisco. I adore it so much. Like, it's crazy. But I did, while I was there, I really didn't do much. Like, I did stuff, but not as much as I think I probably should. As much as I probably would do when I go back. Like, if I go back, I think that now that I have lived in San Francisco before, like, I kind of know more of where I want to go, where I want to hang out, who I want to hang out with. And, like, I still want some of the same friends that I have, but I do know that, like, the places that I want to hang out, probably not going to be able to take some of those guys with me, because some of those guys are crazy. No offense, but not to be offensive. I'm really not trying to throw out any kind of shots here. It's just that I do have some very eclectic friends. They're very nice, and I can take them anywhere I want to, but I don't know if they'll want to go to these places with me. So there's that. And also, I also have, like, you know, here in LA, I mean, I struggle to make friends here in LA, but that's mostly because since I've been in LA, I haven't really had, like, I've only really, like, stayed in one place, like, lived in one place, and that place was really cool. Like, I don't have a problem with it. It was really nice. The people there were really nice. We had a falling out, but it is what it is. And I'm not there anymore, and then I moved over here to Skid Row. It's like, try to get an apartment, and hopefully I don't know, I don't want to say anything just yet, but I may have found a place. I may have, I'm trying to keep my fucking fingers crossed on this thing, though, because now that, like, I kind of got, like, I'm, like, close to having it, I'm basically just like, do I even want it? Because I'm also in the back of my mind thinking, like, maybe I should just go back to San Francisco, because, like, I'm trying to think about, like, where I'm going to be able to, like, afford to live, like, long term. And I don't want to be in a situation where I'm getting, like, evicted or any kind of nonsense or whatever the case may be. And I think, like, San Francisco has better protections for someone like myself, in that case, versus, like, Los Angeles, where basically everybody in Los Angeles is pretty much, like, homeless. Like, everybody in Los Angeles is homeless. You're either couch surfing or you're on the sidewalk in Los Angeles. And that's kind of, like, it's kind of like, when you really figure out that that's kind of like a no in between in San Francisco. Even in San Francisco, in, like, LA, like, in LA, most people are just homeless in LA. And some people, like, don't get it. Like, if you, like, I think, like, if you don't work in the arts, you don't work in the industry, or you don't work in, like, I don't know, whatever you do, like, I just think that there's different, like, demographics or whatever, but everybody in LA is not, like, having the same exact experience. Like, they're not having the same experience. There are people who have already made it in their careers, and I'm making it in their careers. I don't mean, like, become, like, oh, they're famous. I mean, there are some people who work on the corporate side of, like, the industry, or they work in, like, other sort of, like, industries that are, like, that can be affected by the industry. Things like, you know, hospitality, or any kind of business, or, like, financials, or corporate law, or IP law, or whatever the case may be. There are very different sectors here in Los Angeles, dominant and insignificant, that, you know, if you're in, you know, some people don't even work in LA. Some people who live in LA don't even work here. They work in, like, the other parts of LA. Like, they travel here from Anaheim. There are people who travel to LA from Anaheim, commuters who don't even live here. They work here, but they don't live here. And I think they're getting better deals on housing, because if you see the housing in Anaheim and in Orange County, you'd be like, housing in Orange County is really much better than LA, and you can commute from Orange County to LA, which is not a really bad commute based off of what I've seen. So if you wanted to live in OC, you can. That's what they call it over here, OC. So there are options, but for the most part, the people who basically live in, like, Los Angeles, they're basically couch surfing. I mean, there's a lot of people here couch surfing. When I first came to LA, I knew a guy he was a comedian. There's a lot of comedians in LA. You'd be surprised how many comedians are in Los Angeles. Like, there are a lot of comedians you are bound to meet a comedian. I think Los Angeles is comedian dominant. Like, there's a lot of musicians, and there's also like actors and actresses. But now with the industry, with the movie industry, being like so scattered across the country, there, the arts industry, like film and actors being like, film being so scattered means that there are more bunk bed type co-living spaces in like all over the country, including like the AI and tech boom and all that stuff. There's all these like bunk bed co-living situations across the country now, primarily because of how these industries are becoming so scattered. Like, they're not like predominantly in one area anymore. Like, Hollywood's not just in Hollywood anymore. Hollywood's in Atlanta. Hollywood's in Canada. It was already moving because you already had a lot of people who just didn't like working in Hollywood because of the taxes. Like, things were already moving, but prior to, but I think the pandemic is when things kind of came to a head, and everyone was just like, let's ship out and dip. We don't even like shooting here anyway. Fuck it, we can go. We can build a fucking studio. We've made enough money here. We can build a studio over there, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to be here. And then they just have like the actors and the crew and everybody else travel. Like, travel, you make enough money. You know, you can travel. So, but the only group that's not really moving are comedians, unless they're like making enough money, people know who they are, or they want to go on a little tour, they're on social media and things like that. They're basically they can stay in LA. The comedians are here. They're in LA. They're cracking jokes and shit, and you're trying to have a meal, and this dude's like, "Alright, wait, buddy, wait. Save it for dessert. Save it for dessert, please." So I think LA is really comedian dominant. And when I first came, I used to go to like a lot of comedy shows. I'd go to like tons of comedy shows because I stayed at the co-living space, and one of the roommates that I had two really cool roommates. One was in Playboy the other day, and the other one, he was a comedian. He was an English comedian. He's a great guy. I think one of the problems that we had is that sometimes he thought I was making fun of him because I also have an English accent, but I wasn't actually making fun of him. What I was doing was I was creating content sort of like based off of him, and I think that he thought that I was making fun of him, but that wasn't what it was. It was like, you inspired me to do something. It wasn't my intention for you to see it. Obviously, I didn't know that you would. It was bad timing. I wasn't trying to make fun of you, but I was actually kind of inspired by your situation. And your situation actually made me want to write a story about it. And I'm sorry that you got offended by it, but whatever. So, but he was, he was really great. And he ended up sleeping. He ended up moving and sleeping on some other guy's couch for like a bit. And I thought that was kind of strange. Because it's weird because, like, you don't really notice how, like, everyone's trying to, like, do their own, I don't know. I guess it's easier for I guess, in my opinion, for the comedians to bounce into each other and sort of, like, crash on each other's couches. Most of them will probably end up being actors and actresses at some point in somebody else's movie or something. You never know. That's kind of like, that seems like a fair enough road to go on. To travel. But it isn't like, I don't know, as a filmmaker, I've never really written much of a comedy. I've always I like more of the thrillers, and I think I like thrillers, if you know what I mean. I'm more of a drama thriller guy as a writer, at least for what I'm working on. It's fanciful, obviously, 'cause it's fiction, but it's more of like a drama. I've come to think that that's kind of what I prefer, because it's what I prefer watching, and it's also what I prefer in my stories. Because now when I'm looking at my script or I'm looking at my book and looking at what I'm working on, I'm just like, I think I'm definitely more drama thriller dominant than any other kind of like text. Really, that's kind of where my head is right now. And I have one. I have like I shouldn't be saying what they're. I'm not gonna tell you what they're about, but I have some interesting ones that I came up with recently. Like one, they all tend to be based off of either someone or a situation or something else, and I think that kind of helps bring it to life. And one of the things that one of them that I started, I haven't finished yet. One of those that I started, I think I like it a bit more than I like to admit it. That one's more of a thriller, and I'm into it in a very. It's like a dark thriller. Like I'm totally into it, but it's not done yet. And then I have another theory that I'm also working on, which is the original one. That I'm re-editing and changing a lot of things about, which is also very confusing because I keep stopping and going back to it because I'm always busy with work and everything else that I'm doing, and I'm trying to keep up with finishing it. And that one is now where I'm putting in all of like the nitty-gritty things where you're just like trying to like write the architecture into the book. Like you're trying to describe the architecture, and like holy shit. And then like in my head I have this like elaborate piece of architecture, and now I have to find the right words to type to write this, to like how do I say the walls moved, like, and things. Just finding the right words for that is kind of like where I'm at. The walls moved with precision. I don't know, something like that. So I'm not a Harry Potter, but not really. But that's kind of what it's like. I think in LA it's also really kind of strange because people get offended by everything. So like everybody thinks like you're a writer, you're making fun. No, I'm not. I'm really not making fun of you. I'm basing a character off of a single situation I witnessed you go through. I am not making fun of you. I'm just saying this is what this character would do. And if you actually read the fucking thing, you would see that this dude was at a higher stage, further along in his comedy career than you are. But you were just like, and there was more like, going on. Unlike what actually happened when I saw it, like that, you're being kind of a pussy. And my next issue is I like to call everybody a pussy, and it's not because like you're like a pussy. It's because you're being kind of a pussy. I don't think you should be a pussy. But I don't mean it like in a bad way. I mean, obviously. But, like, you're being kind of a scaredy cat. Like, you don't have to do that. Next. So, the World Cup was great, and I want to talk about it because I'm going to talk about everything that I give like a recap on the last few months. The World Cup was also great. I enjoyed the World Cup. One of the things that I liked about the World Cup was I liked Cape Verde. I think that was a team where they thought they had won, and they played incredibly well. Took a game into overtime against Argentina, I believe it was, and they played their hearts out. And then towards the end, in the overtime, they the one guy ran into the stands, kissed this girl, or whatever the case is, but the time wasn't done. The time wasn't done. They had to go back down there and go finish playing the game. And it became like this. I guess it was supposed to be sentimental for them because they thought they had just beat Argentina, but they did not beat Argentina. But they were so like, oh my god, and then like they're in love with the moment. It's a great moment where they thought they were beating them, but they weren't. Because Argentina is the kind of team that it became very obvious in that moment. They dominate the last second. They dominate the last second because you'll play with them the entire game. You're thinking you're winning, they're losing, only to find out that it only takes like you're tired now. They're like UFC fighters, like boxers. You're tired now, so we have stamina. You do not. Like so, like. It feels like in Argentina, like the Argentinian players, like they have better stamina than all the other teams that were playing out there. In my opinion, they had better stamina. I think Korea thought they had that kind of stamina. Japan thought they had that kind of stamina, but they did not, because when they played against Mexico, they ended up losing because they did not have the stamina that they thought they had. They used the stamina to win several games prior to, but it actually ended up failing on them in the last minute against Mexico because they didn't actually have the stamina, and it's a terrible, 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 terrible play to play. I just don't understand why people even map those plays out. In my opinion, I've never liked late stage second half scores. I've never liked second half scores. And now that's independent of Argentina. I like how Argentina always comes back in the last minute, but I do not like how Korea specifically thought that they could come back in the second half and score on other teams, and it didn't work. It actually didn't work. They ended up losing because they were going against Mexico. In my opinion, I just think they should not have done that to begin with, because they were playing against a stronger team, and they should have just been scoring in the earlier rounds, and maybe it worked for them when they were trying to get to the trials and get to the World Cup, but it definitely didn't work for them after the World Cup. And in many parts, it actually failed them really badly, and that was definitely through that Mexico match, and the first one with it. Their goalkeeper isn't the best goalkeeper. In fact, I don't even know why they have that goalkeeper. The Korean goalkeeper was a terrible goalkeeper. I don't know who he plays for outside of the World Cup, outside of the Korean national team, but he definitely should not be called up again. If he comes back to it, maybe in the next 4 years he may be better at playing, but I highly doubt that he is going to have a full grasp of it. It was an embarrassment of a show for the South Korean team on their goalkeeper, and I think that they definitely should have had they definitely need a new goalkeeper. They probably shouldn't even pick that guy next World Cup. You should probably just say, no, you can't do it. No. He's a bad goalkeeper. Terrible goalkeeper on the Korean team, South Korean team. And then, again, with Argentina, they really do dominate the second half. Like, other teams think that they're winning, but these guys, they're more prepared. They're more prepared, and they have more stamina. And they've proven that they've had more stamina as well. Also, seeing Mexico go against England, that was also a really good match for me. I actually really liked that, because I liked the way that the English team defended their goalposts. I like that line, that little wall of England that they've created around their goalposts to stop the Mexican team from scoring against them. That was incredible, and it was incredible work in the defense. And it was such an incredible work in the defense, it was obvious that the U.S. failed in trying to replicate that same thing the next night when the U.S. had to fend off against Belgium. A match that was highly politicized because Donald Trump had gotten that U.S. player off the red card, off the yellow card, whatever it was, for that match because he's a dominant player. And the sad part about it isn't even that they lost to Belgium, it's how they lost to Belgium. The fact that they let that Belgium guy jump all over them the way in which they did, it was a really embarrassing loss. July 6, 2026, I will never forget that day. It was the worst day of my life because the U.S. team lost to Belgium because they let that Belgium guy jump all over them like his balls are basically in their face. No offense, but it definitely was. And on top of that, the goalkeeper wasn't even in the goalpost. He was so ahead of himself, and they were so much in their ego. I don't even know what they were doing in that match. That match was such a fumble that it was like the craziest fumble of all time, in my opinion. I've never seen a greater fumble than that moment in that match. How the fuck did they fumble that? The goalkeeper wasn't in the goalpost. He tosses the ball back. They kicked the ball. The ball's got no power behind it. I mean, the ball isn't even in the air. It's floating on the grass, on the pitch. It's literally so fucking slow. It goes past the other guy, leaps over it, blonde ponytail, leaps over that ball, and it goes straight into the goalpost, and they're both looking around like they're fucking confused. Like, why didn't you stop it? Oh, what do you mean, why didn't I stop it? Why the fuck weren't you in the goalpost? What the hell? You weren't even in your box. You weren't even in your fucking box. You're the fucking goalie. Technically, you need to back the fuck up as soon as you toss the ball, bro. What are you doing? So, in my opinion, I'm going to be all honest with you here, it was very evident that that was a terrible match. And it's one of the only matches, probably the greatest, I just didn't like it. And I've watched the World Cup before everyone gets excited. Yes, I've seen the World Cup before, but I've never taken it seriously. I've never taken it seriously until this moment. And part of the reason why I took it so seriously is, in fact, because I did work for the World Cup. So that is a part of why I ended up taking it so seriously this time around. Usually when I watch it, like when I watch the Euro match when Spain won the Euro, I was actually happy that Spain won because that year, Spain had a fuck ton of wins. And it was like Spain was just winning in every single sport that year in 2024. Spain was winning in every single sport. Every sport that Spain played that year, they won. They were winning so many championships back to back that year. I called 2024 Spain's year. The year of Spain for Spain. That's how much they were winning. Not just in soccer, not just in football, not just in sailing, not just in rugby, not just in anything. They were just dominating every single sport that year. And I fucking remember that shit because they won in SailGP and I was like, damn. And then they won the Euro. I was like, damn. They won this. And I was like, damn. How much winning? It literally felt like that what Donald Trump said when he was running for office. You're gonna think that we're winning so damn much. You're gonna be like, please, Mr. President, no more winning. And it was just like that. They were winning, baby. They were on one. they were on many. And so it was a phenomenal year for Spain. I absolutely loved it. Good for Spain. They did an incredible job. I'm actually proud of them for beating Argentina. I didn't want Argentina to win. I really did not want Argentina to win. After what they did to Speed, the fans, what they did to Speed in the stands, I mean, like, I'm an Speed fan, but, you know, it took a while before I found out who he was, because I had been away from the YouTube game for a very long time, and I had been more focused on TikTok, and when I finally did find out who Speed is, I actually had a lot of respect for the guy. Him and Kyson, two great people that I love. I love them as streamers and as gamers and whoever they are, creators. They're incredible. But I did not like the way the fans, the things that they said to Speed and all that stuff. I was actually really offended by it. And then on top of that, the Argentinian fans, they also were pretty aggressively racist and discriminatory to a lot of people in the U.S. while they were here. Many of them being from the U.S. themselves and just having the Argentinian heritage, which to me was insane. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why they had to come over here and be like that, because to the end of the day, I mean, I knew Argentina was kind of like a weird little country because obviously, like, that's where Hitler went. The fuck? Like, yeah, a lot of the Nazis, like, escaped to Argentina. Everybody knows that. Like Argentinians have a lot of, like, German, Nazi, like, fucking heritage. Not everybody, but many. Like, I mean, like, you want to know how many? Like, so many that some person in Argentina had put up a home for sale on one of the, they put up a home for sale on the, what do you call it? In one of these, like, luxury, like, it might have been, like, it might have been, not Sotheby's, it might have been, what is the other one? I don't think it was. It definitely wasn't Sotheby's. It might have been the other one. You guys know what I'm talking about. The auctioneers, where they auction off the homes and things like that. Christie's. I don't know. It was one of them. There were mansions or some I forget what company it was, but they were trying to auction. They were selling the home, and it had all this, like, old Nazi artwork in it, and then they were trying to sell the artwork as well, trying to auction it off, and they found out it was, like, historic art that was stolen by the Nazis during the Holocaust. And with it, and it ended up going viral, and they had to take the listing down, and then they ended up putting, I don't know if they ended up putting it back, when they, like, took the listing down, and I think they put it back with, like, all the artwork removed or something, or, like, something along those lines. But I do know they took it down because it caused, like, a stir on social media, and they probably definitely put it back. I mean, couple $1 million, you know. But definitely, most people are aware that, you know, Argentinians kind of have a really strange past as far as certain behaviors go in general. So no one's really fucking surprised if, like, an Argentinian happens to be racist or anti-Semitic to anyone, because we kind of expect that behavior from them at this point. Like, the general expectations is that an Argentinian person is either going to be anti-Semitic or racist, or both. So no one's really surprised. Like, they're going to speak Spanish or whatever. No one's actually surprised by that. So the World Cup was great. I still work there. You know, you can come in and buy stuff if you'd like to, obviously, but I don't, you know, I'm not, I'm probably gonna be there until the end of the pop-up, because it was a pop-up. It was supposed to be there until the 31st, which is tomorrow, but I guess now they're looking like they want to be there until the end of August. And if they decide that they do want to be there until the end of August, I guess I may be with them until the end of August. You know, universe willing and sparing, whatever. Holy crap. Did I kill that? I did. So, I might be there for, oh man, I'm definitely looking forward to being there 100%. I look forward to being around these guys for a bit, hopefully for another few weeks or so. So I'm really excited about that. Additionally, I'm also really happy because I really like, you know, I don't know, I like it. I was also working for volunteering. I've been doing a lot of volunteering. Okay, I've been, like, super, like, off schedule because I haven't been putting anything into my calendar. And even if I have been putting it into my calendar, like, my alarm, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But let's just clear up the air. I've had, like, so many voluntary things that I've missed in the past 2 months, just because, like, I've been, like, super busy with work and I've been, like, working all the time. And it's not even that I can't take the time away from it. It's just that there's so many of them and they come so quickly that sometimes, like, it completely slips my mind because I have so many other things to do. But I'm also still very much grateful for every single opportunity, and I'm still involved, and I'm trying to get back on top of everything. So I'm likely going to be back on top of everything by next week. By next week. So I volunteered with the DNC for several times, and obviously I did several campaigns virtually on Zoom. I'm also signed up for some other things as well that I need to, like, start filling out and dealing with as soon as possible, which I have not done yet. So there's several things that I'm on to right now that it's like crazy. Not that I'm on to right now that I'm doing or that I'm involved with. One of the things I'm involved with was, in fact, Mayor Karen Bass's campaign. And I have to say that I want to start off by saying that I was involved in Mayor Karen Bass's campaign, and I absolutely love that campaign. I love the people involved in her campaign. I do. They're very nice people. They're very generous. They're very great people. I like their personalities. I love how people support her. I love how she has great supporters. I love how young people support her. I don't know. I have so much respect for Mary Bass. I've met her a couple times. I've barely spoken to her. The one time I spoke to her, I was like, "I'm sorry for not putting my arm around you," and she was like, "That's okay," and I was like, "That's not okay. You should be telling me that's not okay, Tyler. Put your damn arm around me and take this photo so that people know that you like me, blah blah blah." And I'm just like, alright, she's so sweet. She's just like, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I like her. But I do, like, I like her. Like, I knew that, like, first of all, Karen Bass is cool. I was always kind of like, when I first found out about Karen Bass, it was when she became the first black mayor, the first black female mayor of Los Angeles, and I was like, oh, good for her, clap, 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 it's amazing. I was like, look at her, she's cool. And I never really thought anything of it, because I never, like, decided to go, like, look into her background, because I was just kind of happy. I was like, look at that, hell yeah, black women doing super cool shit, let's fucking go, right? And then I saw her bring the Olympic torch off from the Olympics. I think it was like 2014, 2024, something like that. She got the Olympic torch and she brought it down. And I was like, ah, look at you. I was like, this woman's cool. I like her. But she's always busy. That's my only pet peeve. That's my only issue with her. She's always busy. Busy. And like I texted, sorry, I'm not gonna get into it. And like I would like try to like I was like, yo, can I get a meeting with the mayor? And everyone's like, yeah, she's really busy. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to be busy too. How she tell me where she is? I can help her. She needs some extra hands. I'll give her like 10 of mine. I have 2 hands right here. What does she need help with? Like I'm more than happy to help. And then, okay, obviously you guys need some help because she's way too busy. So somebody needs to give me, let me help you out here. Like I'm like texting people, letting them know, like, please let the mayor know that I'm available if she needs any help. And they're just like, why would the mayor need your help, Tyler? Why would the mayor need your help? Specifically, your help. I'm like, I can hand out water. Like, what do you need me to do? Like, I can just do it, like, fucking give me something to do. Okay, I want to be a part of this. The fuck is, like, and everyone's like upset with me. I don't think they're upset with me. I think they're annoyed by the fact that I keep asking. At some point, I'm just going to start showing up places where she is and just doing stuff. And then they're going to be like, what are you doing here? And I'm going to be like, I'm fucking doing what I've been asking you to do, to let me do for the last 30 times, which is help you. The fuck? Who wants some water, bruh? Because it's crazy. I just always busy. Like right now, I'm like, oh my god. She's always busy. Like, and then like, when she's not, like, I don't even want to get into it, but I do want to say that the first time I saw that woman, this like incredible smile, like she was genuinely happy, laughing about something, I looked at her and I was like, holy fucking shit. Like, this is a human. Okay, this is like, I fucking like you. Like, I've seen you smile in photos. Alright, and I've seen you smile and people say something nice, really nice things about you, but in that moment when I started laughing at that joke, I was like, damn. Holy shit. First of all, I was like, holy shit, I got this warm, fuzzy feeling. I think I like this woman. It's very nice. But at the same time, it was just like, she's like a fucking human. And it's not like a fucking human, like, oh, fucking human, but, like a fucking human, obviously. But she's a great fucking person, too. Like, she's actually a really fucking nice person. And she has an incredible past. Incredible resume. She's had an incredible life. And I've never, I know she has an incredible life. There's all these things you could probably Google. Wikipedia search, fucking encyclopedia search about her. That is obvious. But I was like, first of all, the problem is I want to know, I want to get to know who she is. Under all this, away from all this. Because you're really... why don't you let me know? I could cry. I could fucking cry because I genuinely like this woman. Like, this is not like some fucking like, oh, people are crying over fucking Michael Jackson because they like his music. Blah. It's not like that. It's like I genuinely fucking like I fucking like this woman. Like, I want to like fucking know you. Like I want to know every goddamn thing about you. Like, bruh, what kind of fucking ice cream do you like? I want to know, and not the shit that you tell the fucking media. Like, I want to know how you actually like your ice cream. Like, do you put some fucking hot fudge on that shit? Like, what do you do when nobody's fucking watching you? Like, are you drinking like? And it's like I want to like you drinking some fucking soda, like It's like I like this bitch. I'm sorry. I mean, when you call you bitch, but I like this woman. I do. I fucking do. So, if you guys have a fucking issue with that, you can fuck off, okay? Because I fucking like it, and I like a legacy too. Like the shit that she did in the past, like all that like protesting stuff, and she was being a fucking badass and all that. I was like, yo, hold it. I was sitting there just now, not sitting, standing there, and I was thinking to myself, holy fucking shit, like this. We are never gonna have a politician like Karen Bass or Bernie Sanders or what's the other guy? Joe Biden. We're never gonna have politicians like these people up here again, and it's never gonna happen ever. Okay, there are a lot of people in Congress who have been in Congress who have led such insane political careers that have started before they even got in office. Those people will never exist again. And I want everybody to know that. They will never exist. Even if you're like their fucking protege, they will be carrying on their legacy. It will never exist. Because they are like one of one. These are some one of one motherfuckers, okay? Bernie Sanders fucking running through all that stuff, getting arrested, carrying bags, fucking all this shit where there's rumors about her going to Cuba and doing all this. I don't know whatever it was. I'm not trying to get into the rumors or the naysaying, but all of these things that these people were doing is never going to exist again. And then, like, people will sit there and, like, Tyler, like, come on, blah, blah. Like, no, it's not. It won't. There aren't, in this moment, there are not enough anarchist leaders. And I know what you're thinking, and I said it before, I even said it myself. I was like, I probably don't know who they are. I definitely don't know who they are. But there are not enough anarchists. There are no anarchists like there used to be. People like Mahmoud might end up going into politics. People like fucking the other one that got arrested and they had to bring his ass back might be in politics. Because they might tap those motherfuckers and be like, boom, 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 come roll into Congress. They were talking about people like trying to blow up Congress. Her and fucking Donald Trump, like, are you fucking kidding me? These motherfuckers, bro, politics in America will never be the same as it used to be. Like, it never will be. I'm not saying that someone should go like, yeah, you know, but I'm just saying, like, I know if someone ever went, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, that motherfucker will probably end up being in office. Not because they would be in office, but there's a potential that they could be. They could be. You don't know. You don't know what the future holds. Somebody could go, and then they never tell you who it was, and then all of us, look, the future is bright for a lot of crazy shit. I wish I was the one to go, because then I would be in fucking in Congress talking about, excuse me, we need to reevaluate the Constitution, okay? Because we cannot, for whatever the case, like, personally, I think we should stop burning American flags. I think it's a bad look. Alright, and I know people challenged this twice, but I'm going to say this again. Stop burning the fucking American flag. I don't know why people thought that was a brilliant idea. Oh my god, I'm so mad at America. I'm so mad at the government. Let me burn the American flag. Why are you burning the American flag, you fucking dumbass? You know why you shouldn't burn the American flag? You fucking piece of shit. You wanna know why you shouldn't? Because motherfuckers who don't like America stand up in the middle of their fucking parliaments and fucking burn the American flag and scream death to America, like, you know, like that fucking Rock Lobster shit, and like from fucking Family Guy, and they fucking sit out there and they scream fucking death to Western culture, like, shut the fuck up, you fucking piece of shit. Like, what? Who are you? First of all, I will fight you for this red, white, and blue, motherfucker. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. That's number one. You're burning the flag like this is not your home, bro. This is your house. Okay? And if this is your house, you gotta protect that shit, right? Because if you go home right now, somebody walked in your house, took your curtains, lit that on fire, and said that to whoever you are, you would be like, bro, who the fuck do you think you are? Right? You would want to fight this person. You'd probably want to, like, pew, 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 bang, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? But you would not let someone into your home or someone stand outside your home from another home, burn something that's yours, and scream death to you, now would you? No, you would not. No, you'd be like, I can't allow that. You know why you'd say you can't allow that? Because you can't fucking allow that.
God forbid your own kids took your shit, started burning it inside the fucking home, screaming, and all this other thing, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? So as far as I'm concerned, and I know they're going to be like, oh, well, it's freedom of speech. It's protected by freedom of speech. Fuck freedom of speech. Let me tell you something. Freedom of speech is not freedom of speech does not excuse you from an ass whooping. Freedom of speech does not excuse you from going to jail. Freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence. Is not freedom from consequences. Because I can tell you right now, if you went to work and you burnt the American flag on your job, you would be fired. Because your boss probably very specifically outlines that you cannot do that and you cannot conduct yourself as such. You would be fired. By the fuck bye. Go burn that shit somewhere else, right? Exactly. Because freedom of speech is not freedom of consequences. Again, you could go down the street, you could go tell your boss off because, oh, freedom of speech. Well, guess what? Now you're fucking fired, you fucking piece of shit. You know why? Because freedom of speech is not freedom of consequences. I don't understand how the hell no one is talking about this. We need to stop allowing people to burn the American flag. It does not make any sense at all. Second of all, I don't know why you're allowed to burn the American flag. First of all, if you aren't even American, what the fuck are you doing? First of all, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you came here from where? And you were doing what? I think you should probably go back there. Because why the fuck are you burning my flag? That makes no sense to me. And they're going to start saying, oh, but you're a Republican, you're conservative, you're not that, you're a Democrat, you're a conservative, Democrat, you're a centrist, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. The end of the end, this is the end of the end. This is what I'm saying. Stop burning the American flag. I don't care if it's freedom of speech. If I see you burn the flag, I might just wrap you in those flames. Because I think you're stupid. I think the idea that you even think that is like a logical thing to do is stupid. That there are people who die for this flag every day, every Memorial Day. We go outside and I'm sorry, you see Memorial Day as a holiday because you don't give a fuck about the people who are dying for the country. You don't give a fuck about the people who have died for this country. You don't give a shit about this country because if you gave a fuck about this country, you wouldn't be burning that goddamn flag. And you know damn well that I'm telling the truth. Ask yourself this. How many of your friends, cousins, or family members are in the military right now fighting for that same fucking flag? And in case you haven't noticed it, yes, war is a business. We understand that. But at one point, it was not. So, how are we going to deal with this? Why are you burning the American flag? Well, I believe that I should burn. I don't want to hear that. Why would you allow somebody else to burn that flag? That's all I want to know. If you saw people, your enemies, fucking Iran, they're the motherfuckers. Yeah, they don't exist anymore. So they say. They were fucking burning this flag, talking about, oh my god, death to America, fucking rock lobster. You'd be like, no, what are you doing? Right? You'd be upset. You'd be upset if you saw somebody else doing that shit. But then you come out here and you protest and you set that same thing on fire like you don't give a fuck. Like you know damn well you care. Why would you do that? It's so stupid to me that you would like you would burn this flag. Why would you do that? Like I don't give a damn if it's like freedom of speech either. It's so stupid. There should be real consequences for that. There are countries that you cannot do that. I believe you can't even do that in the Caribbean. You can't even burn the flag in the Caribbean. You can't do that. You can't burn most of these countries you go to. If you were an American, you went to go live in these other countries and you ever burnt their flag, you would be behind bars, baby. You can't burn flags. Go to Iran and burn their flag. See what the fuck they do to you. They'll stone you. But you can come here and burn our flag and we're supposed to be like, it's protected by freedom of speech. No. It should not be protected by freedom of speech. And frankly, I think we need to hold a referendum as to how we are going to remove that specific item from the Constitution and from the First Amendment. Because I do not believe that burning the American flag should at all be protected by the First Amendment. I do not believe it should be a First Amendment right. In fact, I think it should be removed, and it should be a punishable offense that puts you in jail or gives you at the bare minimum community service for at least a year. Because at some point, you gotta remind people that people die for that flag every day. You gotta remind people that the founding fathers died. Many of the founding fathers, how many soldiers to build this country of itself have died for that flag. People died for that flag. It's the same flag that they put on their family member's body, on their casket, when they bring the troops home who have died in any kind of war. That is the same fucking flag that they fly on Memorial Day. The same fucking flag that the president is gonna uphold. This is the flag of these United. This is like your flag. This is a part of your heritage. And no, this is not the This is not the flags that where everybody else is like, oh, flag this, flag that. No, this flag means that you are an American in general. And as an American, if you love this country, you should, but my God, you should not be burning that flag. You should be grateful that you live in this big blue fucking country, in this big blue fucking state. That you should be grateful that you are a part of this country and a part of this generation, because you could have been a part of an earlier generation that was hanging from a poplar tree, God forbid, or fucking dying for that very motherfucking flag. People have died for that damn flag, man. I don't understand how you can say that. Go ask somebody in the military if they like watching people burn these flags. And the problem is, the vast majority of the people who are burning these flags, they're not even like fucking Americans. They're people who have come here or like immigrated here. And I'm just like, look, I don't give a fuck where you came from. Okay, I don't give a fuck where you migrated from. I don't fucking care any about that fucking bullshit. I don't fucking give a fuck. You wanna know what I give a fuck about? The fact that you're burning my fucking flag. Why the fuck are you burning this shit? I don't see you burning any other country's flag but this one. Like, why are you doing that? What are you doing? You said you came here for like all this shit and now you're like burning my flag. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck are you doing that? Why are you doing that? I don't really care how angry you are at the current administration. There'll be another one in 4 years. Like what? You know how a presidency is 4 years. You get 2 terms. 4 to 8 years. 4 to 8 years. You get 4 years and you get reelected to another 4 years. Baby, you're gonna see more presidents in your lifetime than you think. You're gonna see more U.S. presidents in your lifetime than you think you will. Therefore, what the fuck are you burning the flag for? You don't like who's in office? Alright, go vote. Go vote. You won't be there in like 3 years. You'll be fine. Like, why are you burning the flag? This is not a dictatorship. They're not going to be in power for the next 82 years. It's like, what? Like, I'm fucking laughing because I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, Donald Trump said he's going to run for a fucking 3rd term. Yeah, great. He can say whatever the fuck he wants to. He can't do that. Okay? And he knows he can't. And this is, first of all, this is America, number one. He's not going to be able to do that. There is no way that he's going to do that. The only way that that's possible, I'm not going to say how that's possible, but it's not going to happen. I can tell you that much. You get 4 years per term. 4 years. And then either you get reelected or somebody else gets elected. In case you didn't know. It's only 4 years. You could calm down. You could breathe. Alright? 4 years of turmoil is alright. 4 years. You got 4 years. Well, what are we in? 2026 right now? You got less than what? Like you got 27 is next year. After that, you got 28. 28, he'll be in office, but you'll have a bunch of people preparing to run for the primaries in 28. I don't know why the fuck you're burning the flag. In 4 years, you're gonna have somebody in January 20th, 2029. Somebody else is gonna be sitting at the Resolute desk. Why the fuck are you burning the damn flag? You don't even know the fucking rules. Because if you knew... Oh my god. There's no reason for you to burn the flag, bro. It's 4 years. You can wait 4 years. You will see another president in like 2 years. In 2 years, somebody else will be sitting in that office. Relax. 2 years. You can wait 2 fucking years. This is not like the fucking Middle East. No offense. You know, but like in 2 years, somebody else will be there. And then in the next 4 years, either somebody gets reelected or somebody else is going to be there. You're going to see more U.S. presidents in your life. You'll probably see more popes than U.S. presidents, but you'll see more U.S. presidents than you think you will. Like, I don't understand what the issue is. You ain't even got to burn that flag, baby. You can just calm the fuck down. Go get yourself some popcorn. Go see a motherfucking movie. This country is so goddamn big by the time you think it's gonna be So, I mean, unnecessary for you to do half of this. You don't gotta burn that flag. You definitely don't. First of all, you really don't have to. You don't have to. If you try to ride from California to New York, you're gonna be riding for how long? Like a week? Probably longer than a week. You ever driving? Driving, I think it's about a couple of days, depending on how long you're driving, how fast you're driving. You understand what I'm saying? But from state to state, it took me 3 days to get here from New York. So, as far as I'm concerned, ain't no reason to burn that motherfucking flag, baby. You can chill the fuck out. You can calm the fuck down. Burn the fucking flag like if oh my god, he's gonna like It's 4 years per term. You ain't even gotta do any of that. He already had 4. This is his second 4. You think he's not getting a third? The only way he's gonna get a third, I could tell you how he could get a third, but that's not gonna happen. And you know why that's not gonna happen? Because we got a big ass military and a bunch of motherfuckers who died for that flag. That's why that's not gonna happen. And on top of that, the world is so fucking, like, right now, the way everything is set up in, like, the world, the global world itself, ain't nobody getting involved in that kind of shit. Nobody's getting involved in none of that, any of that nonsense unless they have to. Unless they absolutely have to. And right now, they're definitely not gonna do that. Because nobody wants to deal with that shit. This is modern times, baby. You do not have to burn that fucking flag. At all. There's no reason for you to burn the flag. You're burning the American flag, you're just being fucking retarded. Because there's really no reason to. You get like 2 more years, baby. 2 more years. 2 more fucking years and then that motherfucker will be out of the office. He'll be out of office and you can go chill out. You go have brunch with Kamala or something. I don't know. Up to you. You make your decisions. 2 more fucking years. You really sitting around here acting like, oh my god, the world's coming to an end. Donald Trump, oh my lord, blah blah blah. You don't even gotta do all that. Calm the fuck down. What are you doing? Just relax. It's 4 fucking years. You'll be alright. You understand what I'm saying? Am I wrong? I like to think that I'm quite right. It's 4 years. You'll be okay, baby. You'll be fine. Next, again, but like I was saying, I think that we genuinely have a real problem. I would like to say one that I want to issue. I know it's early because, like I just said, you don't celebrate until the game is done, which I was going to compare to Cape Verde, celebrating too soon against Argentina. Don't celebrate too soon until the game is done. Don't celebrate till the clock runs out. Don't celebrate till the clock runs out, baby. I still want to congratulate her on that primary win. And I'm really hoping that she wins. I'm looking forward to her winning. If she does win in November, I'm gonna be really excited about that. So I'm definitely really prepared and ready to issue a congratulatory speech for Keisha Lance Bottoms, because I'm really looking forward to her becoming the first African American female governor of a U.S. state in the U.S. The first African American woman to be governor of a state in the United States, and that is Keisha Lance Bottom, potentially in November. I'm really looking forward to that because Keisha Lance Bottom is really good. She made it phenomenal. She made a really great name for herself during 2020 when they had the George Floyd protest. She did a fantastic job. She was the mayor when those black African American students were like ripped out of that car by that one black cop, and then they like ripped them out. They ripped them out of the car, and it was this whole thing because there was so many protests at that time. And she really did a number and made quite the name for herself by that time. I think we've also had some really good people. The Attorney General of New York, she's also done a really great job. Brandon Johnson. I'm at war with Brandon Johnson. I think it's very comical because I think we're at a war. Like this is a war, like a one-sided war, where just like I'm smack talking him and he's just like, "Why you little." I'm pretty sure he says that. He probably this little bastard. I imagine that's what he says. He probably smack talks me. He probably talks like a lot of crap about me. Like a lot of crap about me. It's probably way too much crap in his defense. But I actually, I dig Brandon Johnson. Chicago's has a really good plethora of mayors. They've done a pretty good job. So, I mean, he's doing an alright job. He's just really easy to pick on, But I feel like he would pick on me. I feel like he would. I feel like if I don't pick on him, he would bully me. I feel like he would. I think he'd be nice to me, but I think he'd also bully me. He'd be like, "Remember that one time you said that one thing?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I do." Probably try to abuse me or something physically, and then so it's kind of crazy. So there's that. But we've had some pretty good ones. He has a pretty good one. Mayor Bass is doing an amazing job. I actually really like her legacy. She has a really great legacy. Her legacy is one that I actually like. I think being next to her and having been in the same room with her and having been around her at all has kind of changed my perspective. I wouldn't say it changed my perspective because I feel like I'm still an asshole in some ways. I wouldn't call myself or categorize myself as an asshole, but I will say that I have some tendencies. But no, I think that being around her has been kind of interesting because I've never been around a politician, really. And I never thought I would be around a politician, let alone in the same room as one. I probably have been well, this is not true. I've been around a few of them. But someone like Mayor Bass, who has such a legacy and who quite literally is literally a part of history, she's not just a regular politician. This is a woman who's actually also a part of making history as the first African American woman to do something that alone is kind of just whoa. I'm kind of holy fucking shit. I'm a little bit starstruck sometimes, mentally. I'm just ooh. I don't know what to say to you. There's celebrity, but then there's you. You are you're history. You're this is you're celebrity. And then there's who's gonna be in the history book. There's celebrity, and then there's gonna be there's probably gonna be a fucking plaque to you. There's celebrity, and then there's you're probably gonna have a section of a library. There's celebrity, and there's gonna be there's probably gonna be books written about you. This is celebrity, and then there's people are going to talk about you for life. There's celebrity, and then there is people will know you. They will know your name. You would be a part of local, there's celebrity, but then there's you. I don't think you realize that. And I know that my voice is changing, but I mean, this, you gotta understand, you gotta understand where I'm fucking coming from here. Because I think that is something that we need to think about. Well, something that I need to think about because that's kind of the reality of the situation, and I think that is very interesting. And I actually really like it. I'm actually mind blown by it. And I'm actually incredibly humbled by it. Like, I'm really humbled. Like, a part of me, like, doesn't want to say anything. Like, I never want to tell people. Like, I don't want to be like, like, I'm afraid to tell people. But I'm also, like, super, like, I'm afraid to tell people. But I'm also very happy to tell people because I'm also I'm very happy to be a part of it. But I'm also, like, don't want to, like, be like, you know what I'm saying? But I also want to be like, yo, yeah, like, I fucking love doing that shit. So, I'm volunteering my time to you great woman, you. And so, there's that. And then there was, like, Kamala. Kamala's pretty interesting. I don't want to get into it. I mean, sometimes I like to think that we are in a little bit of a tit for tat type of thing going on here. She and I don't think she likes me very much. But nonetheless, I think she and I are in a bit of a tit for tat thing going on right now, and I think that's pretty good. So I'm not gonna go into anything further. All I'm gonna say is it's very much like a tit for tat thing, like volleying a tennis ball over the over the straight whatever. She's nice. I wouldn't know. Anyway. But it's been an interesting time, and hopefully I'll have a better update for you guys over the course of the next couple of weeks. So this is my session for this week, and I hope you enjoy it. And I know that it probably wasn't the best, wasn't the same. There's been a lot of change in my tone, a lot of change in my speech, a lot of change in my dialect thus far, and I hope that you're all right with that. I hope that this withstands your initial thought of me. Again, I do apologize for not posting in a while. My laptop is dying, so I'm going to go charge it, and this will be the end of this session. As for now, I'm going to bid you all adieu. Have a great night. I will edit this, and I will have this up a Saturday. So by the time you're hearing this, it is already going to be Saturday. Have a good evening. Again, a good day, good morning, good afternoon. And I wish you all the best. And I hope that you all are aware that we are still, in this day, making history, which is insane to think about, because you never really notice how you never know you're a part of history until you look around and you realize, holy shit, we're still making history today. So I look forward to what's happening next, and I don't know, I'll have something new for you guys soon, and I'll probably go into further detail about my experiences with Mayor Bass, but for right now I just wanted to get over and do a really quick recap of the past couple months, and my laptop really is dying, so there's that. So again, I bid you all adieu. Have a great night. Thank you all for staying with me. Please follow me on social media, MVTT BLVC. Check out my website. There is something I did want to discuss, but I'm not discussing it this week. So I'll discuss it next week. And yes, it does involve my idea that was stolen. Yes, that little. Yes, it was stolen, and we'll talk about it. I'll go over it. There's several things. There's a lot that I have to, a lot that I can, recap over the past couple of months. So, and then there's also still things happening right now. So we'll go into that soon. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great night. Again, MVTT on everything, and I'll speak to you guys pretty soon. Yeah, thanks. Peace, keys, and I love you. I never really say I love you at the end of these. I feel like I should, because I feel like, I don't know. I think it's because I'm single. I've been single for so long. I really have been. Like, I'm not joking. I need, like, a girlfriend. Like, I want a power mommy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I saying? I don't know. My speech has been really weird lately, because I've been speaking to so many different people that, like, from, like, different parts of, like, different walks of life, that I've been trying to, like, kind of keep the same vernacular with everyone. Like, give them, like, a different vernacular, so, like, they feel more comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Even though I probably should be making people more uncomfortable, but whatever. I just like to be a man of the people. Either way, I do. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Have a new session soon. I look forward to posting these more often. Yeah. We'll talk soon. Have a good night.